Hello YouTubers, my name's Bonnie, I'm from the UK and I see a lot of weight loss surgery videos over the past week, become quite addicted to them. um, Decided that I was going to video my own journey, originally just for my own use to sort of refer back to, see how my weight loss has come along through videos. Um, then somebody I subscribed to said it was a really good idea to post them because obviously you get feedback and support and stuff. And I wasn't too keen at first, but having spoke to more and more people, and you've all suggested it's a really good idea, that I think I'm going to give it a go. I'm 27 years old. I've been married 7 years. No, I've been with my partner for 7 years, and we've been husband and wife for 5 years. That's it. We've been trying for children for 6 years to no avail. The main reason being is I've got polycystic ovarian syndrome. Sounds terribly posh, but it's not. Obviously, seeing a specialist for that and under my GP, they decided that with the issues with polycystic ovaries, they would give me some assistance to help me lose weight, obviously to increase my chances of conceiving naturally. My journey for weight loss surgery began in January of this year, so I feel like I've been sort of on my journey for a long time already. I don't know how it works in the US. I know a lot of you are talking about sort of like insurances and stuff, so I'm assuming that's how you get your surgery here. Obviously we have the NHS, which is like funded treatment, but if you have anything above and beyond the norm, weight loss surgery, you have to be referred to a specialist or to a panel, and they have to agree whether you can have it or not. So I was referred from my GP, my doctor, and he said we'll have to wait for a result. Got a result fairly instantly. It was within about 4 or 5 weeks, saying you don't meet our criteria for the surgery, so you can't have it. And I do have a really fantastic doctor, so I went back to him and said, what do we do now? And he said, well, we're going to appeal their decision. He said, they can't be giving this surgery out willy-nilly just to anybody. We've got to prove that your circumstances are exceptional and it's to help you conceive. They can't take away your natural right to have children, or at least try. So I appealed, and basically they said I couldn't have the surgery because I didn't have their what they call morbidity factors, which is, for instance, sleep apnea, diabetes, high blood pressure. I didn't have any of those. However, my mum's got them, and my brother's got them, and they run all in the family. So I was like, well, I'll go to the appeal. So you get like a 10-minute slot to explain yourself and why you think you're exceptional to the rule, etc. I went with my husband, united front, go and fight them. It was like 5-2. There was 5 of them and just me and him. It went really smoothly. They were asking questions about what I've tried before. Gave them a big long list. Explained that my weight issues have been weight issues all my life. I'd say since I hit sort of 2021, it's now got to like what they call morbidly obese. It's a horrible term. Horrible term. Can't they just say you're really big? When you say morbid, you straight away associate it with death. And obese is just a horrible word. Horrible word. So, so I didn't have these morbidity factors. So I went in and I just said, look, I may not have them now, but who's to say, they're knocking at my door, they're coming. It's going to happen one day if my weight stays the way it is. And I don't want you to wait until I get these morbidity factors, which makes your criteria happy and satisfied, when, oof, I thought someone's coming in. No? Oh, damn it, where was I? Morbidity factors, surgery. Sorry, I'm terrible. I'm such a waffler. You'll either all love it or hate it, so just be honest and tell me. I don't mind. So I had said I haven't got the issues now, but I could have them. And by the time you get round to saying, oh yeah, you've got diabetes, here's the surgery, that could be in 5 years' time. Fertility-wise, that's going to be an awful time for me because I might be too old. So, we went and pleaded our case, and I wasn't nasty. I was just like, this is why I want it, this is why I think I deserve it, and that's it, basically. That's all you can do. I still try and stay as positive as I can, and if they really feel I can't have the surgery, then, you know, we said we'd save and go private. Then, you know, there would always be an alternative, and never just give up. So, you know, obviously my positive vibes that was oozing that day obviously worked, because we got a letter a few days later saying our appeal was upheld and they would give me the funding. So I was like, fantastic. That was July the 11th, because it takes about 6 months for a referral to go through, which is just like living on eggshells. Am I going to get it? Am I not going to get it? And what will it be if I do get it? And, you know, so many questions buzzing around when you'd rather just have it sort of answered straight away. So that was that. I received, it's now September the 8th, and I received a letter last week of August saying I needed to go up and meet my surgeon, and I had another appointment for 6 weeks' time to meet a nutritionist. So I went up there to see him. Now, me and my GP had discussed it, and he felt that a gastric band would be my best option. So I geared myself towards a gastric band. I looked up the benefits, the risks, the negatives, everything. The diet, the pre-diet, prepared myself 110% for a gastric band. My surgeon doesn't want me to have a gastric band. He wants me to have a gastric bypass, which I'd heard rumours about some of the symptoms, like hair falling out and, bad nutrition. You're not getting all your vitamins, obviously your hair falls out, you're very weak. And as soon as he said it to me, he was quite blunt as well. He was like, I'm not prepared to give you a band, I want to give you bypass, and that's the only thing I would be willing to give you due to the success rate. And I was just like, oh, you do realise my world's just fallen apart, because I'm not prepared for this. I am a little misorganised, you know, notepad and pen for everything. I love my lists, you know, so for him to say this to me, he's like, huh? Sorry, come again? So I was kind of just sitting there dumbfounded thinking, this is way too much new information for me right now, and scary, because it just, in my head, it just seemed like a band was like really sort of small change, and, you know, you can deal with a small change, but a bypass is like, that's a permanent thing. That's not like, oh, I don't like the band, take it out, or oh, it's not agreeing with me, I don't feel well, take the band out. Bypass is not kind of like, I don't like it, you know, take it out. You can't do that. So I was like, My husband Luke was fantastic, and he was asking lots of questions. He was like, what are the risks, and what sort of thing would she be eating when she comes out and when she goes in. He was really, really supportive. You know, he has always been very supportive. He's known me big forever and loved me big, so I'm quite lucky to have him. So he gave us a booklet, and he said, because you're trying for children, we will try to expedite and speed up the process. So he said, instead of seeing a nutritionist in 6 weeks' time, I'm going to try and hope for that to be 2 or 3 weeks' time. I was like, okay. He said, and then you get an appointment within the next 3 to 4 months to actually have it done. And I was thinking, oh my word, you know, I've waited 9 months already, and now I've got to wait another 3 or 4 months. I shouldn't really complain, because when I went out in the waiting room, and as you do, you start chatting to other people, there was women there who were saying they were told they were waiting a minimum of 6 months because their funding hadn't even been approved. So I was lucky in some ways, but not as lucky as I'd like to be. If I had it my way, I'd be on the operation table tomorrow, get it done. You know, there's constant, as you can imagine, 9 months of, well, not 9 months, it's like 6 years of constantly waiting for something to happen, and back to my gynaecologist, back to my doctor, you know what I mean, specialist, and appointment, and it's just like, all this, while this has all been going on, time is just trickling away. I mean, I'm only 27. I know, you know, I'm not past it yet. I'm still a spring chicken. But when you're talking in terms of fertility, you can never be too soon. I knew I had polycystic ovaries at 14, so I knew I'd have problems. That's why we started at a young age. We told Luke when we first met, a year and a half later, we were trying for children, because we both wanted them. Whether we wanted them that minute or not, the way I see it, whenever I conceived, I would, you know, have the baby, because we tried so hard. So, yeah, so as you can imagine, my big issue right now is the time factor. It's like, oh, come on. So, I mean, obviously, I can't sit here and drum on about, oh, I'm going to have a baby, I'll be pregnant and all this, because I do. But that's not the main reason. I try not to sort of tell family or friends, but I do worry about my health, you know. My ankles swell up, climbing upstairs and huffing and puffing.